Expo Minneapolis, big deal for you. Lots of things going
Yeah.
on. Let's dive into that.
Yeah, I would say that that was kind of the crown jewel development of door companies, and it was the largest one, and it's the most costs, and we had done in the past we had done a 13-story tower for another developer, and Kelly had done a 13-story tower for student housing just down the road for the University of Minnesota, and it was just an opportunity to get some tower experience, which is for one great, but it was taking things to the next level. So in that building, we had 30,000 square feet of internal amenity space, and then a courtyard in the center above the podium that was over 30,000 square feet. So
Oof.
really built out to the nines. We have
Yeah.
had 2 dog runs on the 25th floor, along with a club room, sky lounge kind of area. So some really new, unique things, and the dog runs are the nicest ones you'll find in all the Twin Cities. It's hard to find a 25th story dog park.
Right. Yeah,
Um,
I can't say I've heard of too many of those in my time.
yeah. And then so I would say, the timing of that. So we started that project in summer of 2018, and then it finished in um, late summer of 2020. And, that was working through the heart of COVID, right in the middle of the project, which was which was tough. And working through that, we had 200 to 300 people on site most days when we were fully going. And so it was a lot going on with that. And we actually opened the mid-rise portion of the building June 1st of 2020, which is 3 or 4 days after the George Floyd murder happened. So it was an interesting time, and there were some marches and protests kind of going down University Avenue right by the project, and it was interesting just because of part of the city was burning, but luckily enough that project ended up unscathed.
Mm.
No real issues, but it was tough to work through it all and try to understand where the city was at, and that was a long tenured process, and unfortunate for all, and luckily enough on project specific we didn't have really any issues with that, and we had nighttime security and everything like that helping with the project.
Yeah, that I have to imagine that was quite a time of uncertainty just on a few different levels. Obviously, you have all that unrest happening across the city, and there's a nation sort of collectively reacting one way or another, and then you have this sort of micro focus, which is this building that's taken many years to get off the ground, let alone get in the air. And I have to imagine that was sort of like not knowing what's happening next, but you were sort of riding the wave and doing the best you
Yep.
could.
Yep, exactly. And my apartment was only a couple blocks away from there too, so it made it easy to get to the site, but also I was there trying to watch things that took my dog on my nightly walk and walking by to make sure everything's good and there's no issues. So trying to help keep an eye on it, and it was a little bit of a nerve wracking time, but again we came out fine on that thing, and
Mm.
but it was a tough time for the overall city.